Hello and welcome to another studio vlog. In this one, I am talking about some new things while creating some new things. So this is going to be a very chatty video, I think. I'm gonna first do a little drawing and talk about Patreon. And then I also talk about a new idea that I have for color your own sticker sheets. So instead of a coloring book, it would be stickers that you can actually use after you're done coloring them in. You can stick them in your journal or wherever else you want to. I hope you enjoy watching. Alright, the first thing I want to talk about is Patreon. While I talk about it, I might ramble a little bit. So you can see me drawing a new header for Etsy. I'm going to use it also for my header for Patreon. I'm not done with it yet. If you go visit Etsy or Patreon, you can see the header is there, but I am still doing tweaks on the back end because it doesn't fully look the way I want it to look. But anyway, while you can watch me do the drawings for it, I wanted to talk about Patreon and why I opened one. So yes, I have one. You can go and join if you want. My Patreon is 100% free, so there are no tiers there. I only have free members that can join if they want, because the main reason why I wanted to create the Patreon is really for it to be a community focused space where I can share my process, and people that want to stay connected and are interested in what I'm working on can join me and actually see what I do. I feel like in this day and age with social media, it's great, but posts don't really, they're not really seen. I notice that myself, if I'm on Instagram, for example, all the posts I see are either company ads or other content creators ads post. I don't see actual people posts anymore unless I go to their page specifically. So what I thought I would do is open a Patreon page, and if you sign up to be a member of my Patreon, you should actually get notified every time I post something. So the idea is that I post my YouTube videos on there. For example, I'm gonna post a weekly social media roundup, for example. So if you've missed something that I've posted on Instagram or on TikTok, you will see it if you're part of my Patreon community. I am gonna put some more behind the scenes photos and videos on there, especially product previews and sneak peeks. Also early updates on upcoming projects, polls, because the amount of time I ask my sister for feedback because I can't make up my mind is insane. So I'm thinking if I have an interested community on Patreon that actually cares about the products that I create and the process behind it, they will be the right people to give me help if I'm stuck somewhere. I'm also planning on uploading digital downloads very sporadically. I definitely want to do the header that I've mentioned, or that I'm drawing here and that I've mentioned for my Etsy and for my Patreon, that I want to turn into my thank you cards. So I was thinking I could also turn them into wallpapers. And again, if you're part of my Patreon, you could download that again for free. I don't want any of it to be behind a paywall. I really just want to use Patreon as the one social media platform where you hopefully get notified if I post. At least that's the whole reason why I'm doing this. So I'm really hoping that part works. But yeah, the link will be in the description. So feel free to go and have a look. Obviously, I just started it, so there is not a lot there right now, but I am hoping that over time I can fill it up with more. But yeah, that's the plan, and that's why I've created a Patreon. I'm not going to talk about it too much, I don't think, in upcoming videos. Okay, I rambled. I knew I was going to ramble. I should have made notes or something, but it's okay. I hope that all made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to obviously ask them. Alright, next topic is the coloring sticker sheets that I've decided to make. There is a huge craze going around right now of people doing more offline stuff and offline hobbies. And one of them that's really big is coloring books. And I love coloring books, but I thought, one, making a coloring book is expensive, at least for me, for my very, very tiny business. It also needs a lot of drawings to go into it, so it's time consuming in that aspect. But also, I thought if you fill out a coloring page in a coloring book, it's just going to stay there. That's the end purpose of it. Obviously you could cut it out and you could frame it and hang it up, but I think most people just have it in the book and then it stays that way. So I thought, what if I make coloring sheets instead? So the same idea, I create the outlines of the drawings, print them out on sticker paper, I cut them out, and then you guys could color it in with whatever medium you'd like and then stick it onto whatever surface you'd like. Now obviously they're paper stickers, so you can draw on them, so they're not waterproof or weatherproof or in any way, shape or form laminated, so they won't survive long on like a water bottle or something like that. But on other surfaces that are, you know, not in contact or not as often handled, I feel like they would hold up well. At least I hope so. Again, this is a test. I'm not sure, I've never done this before. When I had the idea of making sticker sheets, I also did not Google this, so I'm in no way, shape or form claiming that that's my original idea. But I didn't go and Google it to like see what other people are doing, because I did not want my sticker sheets to be in any way, shape or form influenced by other people. Like sometimes you get influenced without wanting to, and I didn't want that to happen. So yeah, I'm absolutely not claiming this as being my original idea, but I do like the way it's going so far and I'm really enjoying it. I'll talk a bit more later on when I show the close-up of the cutout sticker sheets, a bit of the journey of how I got to where I'm at now. But yeah, I just wanted to include this little voiceover over the cutting section so that it kind of makes sense of why I'm making this, because it is something new. I've never made anything coloring wise. So yeah, I just wanted to explain my thought process and where the idea came from, and I hope you guys like it. Feedback is obviously always welcome, but yeah, I'm really happy with how these turned out so far. So these are the two sticker sheets for now that I have done. So these are the test pages. They're obviously not done. I printed one out in black and then printed one out in gray. Usually all my line art is in gray and not in black because my printer has problems printing black. But I thought, you know, let's give it a go. Maybe it fixed itself, but it did not. I don't know how well you can see it on here. I might overlay some B-roll footage, but around all the areas where it printed black, it printed like tiny little dots of black, and it's all over. It's even more noticeable on this one here because it doesn't have it around the gray text, but it has it again around the black text. So that took my decision away from me of which colors I wanted to do them, and I'm gonna do them gray. I think I prefer the gray one anyway, just because I feel like it's less harsh, and depending on what color people use, I feel like it might look better with a gray and not as, it doesn't stand out as much as this one does, and I personally like that. But I mean, if people really don't like it, they can always like color over the lines too if they want in black. That way they can get it the color that they want. But yeah, in general, I am thrilled with how they look. I am really happy with the spacing of everything and all of that. So I'm going to use these two now to do color testing to see if certain, like if all the lines are fine to color in, if I need to make anything bigger, or if this works the way it does. So I had less problems with this one. This is the second one I did, so I learned a bit from doing the first one regarding how big certain items should be. And I made all of these from scrap, or like redid them from scratch. The only one I didn't do is this one. That one is an existing sticker that I have. Like this one is 1, 2, and that one is 2. Just they look differently now, so I've redesigned them. So yeah, I overall really like the sizing of this. I'm now going to test out, like I said, the coloring, if it works well. I'm also going to test and you can see that on the pages I'm going to show you before. I did some testing to see if it would smudge the ink. I used alcohol markers, random pens that I have. I used pencils. Yeah, I think those are like the main ones that I've used. And none of them smeared on the other paper, but that was, I think, all on gray and none of it was black. I still want to test it on black, even though I'm not actually gonna print them out in black, but I'm just curious to see how well it's gonna look, and obviously if certain areas are too small, if I should make them bigger. We shall see. I also don't know what people prefer. The one thing, and that's what, when I did this, the first iteration of it was this one here. And also don't mind the paper. I used scrap paper. This was a page that I printed one of pink that looked very non-pink or stripy pink. But yeah, so this is the first version that I've created, and I very you can see I just colored in a few things, but I very quickly noticed that I think this is too detailed and too small, like the areas here by the book spines, and then at the inside of the cups here. I'm like, I think this is going to be too small. The main idea, I think, for people that use coloring books, or, you know, just want to color in something, they want it to be relaxing. At least that's what I imagine. And I feel like, at least if I would color this in, all these tiny little areas would not be relaxing for me. That would be anxiety inducing, and like the opposite of what this whole thing is for. So I've decided to not have as many stickers on here, but have them be bigger instead. So then this was my, no, never mind. I thought it would be enough if I removed all the small areas. So that's what I did in the second version. And you can see I removed like the little spines from the books to this. I removed the lining of the cup. So this is how it used to be. And then I changed it to this. But I still felt, and you can see here, I colored in a bit with alcohol marker. And I didn't pay too much attention to it, but you can see it's very much outside the line everywhere. And I feel like that, again, it would just be annoying. So that's why from this, I then decided, let me make the individual item bigger, but have less stickers on there. Because this is the size I have for my sticker sheets right now, that like I color in. So I feel like it's okay if the ones for the coloring page or for the coloring sticker sheet are bigger. So you can see here, like, this is the same book. This is the same book. They're just a little bit bigger. But I do think it makes quite a bit of a difference in certain areas, especially like the very small ones. I have not tested, obviously, this one out. As you can see, I will test it out and then go from there. Maybe certain areas are still too small and that need to be changed. But I think overall, I'm really happy with how this looks. And yeah, I can't wait to give it a go and see what I want to do with it. I'm also planning on, if this goes well and I like it, and the markers and everything goes well, because it's obviously sticker paper, so it's not gonna be as good as probably a page in a coloring book, because that one is much thicker. Like, sticker paper is fairly thin. So I want to try and see what it can take, so to speak, and then go from there. One of the other items I really would like to do is take some of these elements and then turn them into decorative magnets. And then same idea, just have the outline be printed on a decorative magnet, on a matte one, and then people can color it in themselves as well. But same thing there, the paper part of it is very thin, and the magnet on the back is the thicker part. So again, I need to test it out and see how that prints / how I can color in on it. Again, mainly with marker. I don't think with the stickers or with the decorative magnets that like color pencil would be a problem at all. I feel like that would work perfectly well. It's more of the markers, alcohol markers, that sort of thing, where I'm slightly worried about. So I want to do testing. But these ones I first need to test to make sure none of the sizes are too small. But yeah, I am really happy with how these turn out now. I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring that in. That will be in next week's video, and also me making potentially another sheet or me working on the magnets depending on what I'm in the mood for, because I would like to launch 3 sheets in the beginning as a start, but depending on if I can come up with an idea for the 3rd one that I like, I might just try them out in decorative magnets instead. And yeah, I don't know. I'm personally really excited for it. I also did, I don't know if you could tell before, but the kind reminders, the header is also a sticker, and that's why it's also outline only, so people can color them in as well and use them if they want. The only thing that's not a sticker on here is the color your own sticker title, and then like my Etsy shop and my social media information. Those are the only things that are not stickers, but everything else is. But yeah. All right, let's pack up to orders together. Thank you so much for watching until the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!